Hello, this is my Chapter 2 Mage Build guide. So Chapter 2 really opens up the Mage Build in ways that Chapter 1 didn't, because now we have access to actual Mage Armour Set, a second Soul Core summon slot, more spells of course, the clan system, unlimited amounts of sacred brushes, new stats. We'll get into all of it, but starting with the Armour Set. So here's my armor. The special effects on this armor is kind of all over the place because I just got this gear, but don't pay attention to that. What we're really after is the Armour Set bonus, Servant of the Gods. Because this is where we get our untouched Onmyo magic, and it actually gives us enhanced Onmyo magic as well. So the untouched Onmyo magic is 11%. It's our first instance of seeing this stat in the game so far. And what untouched Onmyo magic does is it gives you an 11% chance that when you cast a spell, you don't use up a spell slot. And this is the enhanced Onmyo magic. This kicks in when you use a sacred water, and it basically just boosts your damage after you use a sacred water. Actually, let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to show you 2 shots without using the enhanced Onmyo magic. Water shot, and then here's a fire shot to follow it up. This is going to be it with the enhanced Onmyo magic on. First I have to use the sacred water to activate it, and now look at the damage difference. It adds about 100 damage to each shot. And that middle one is what the buff icon actually looks like. Now this is where you find the set. It's in the first region, the Camel Village. And you'll find these mages all throughout the village. You can just kill them and they'll drop parts of this set. There's a boss that spawns over here, and another boss, a master that spawns over here. All of them drop this set. So just run through the village, killing every mage that you see, and you'll get this armor set. For the accessories, I really like these divination boards because they always come with Onmyo magic power plus 20%. And I've gotten a couple of them, and they always have that fixed stat, the Onmyo magic power plus 20%, so these are good to have. For my guardian spirit, I'm using Kurama Tengu. So you get Kurama Tengu basically at the beginning of chapter 2 after you defeat the very first boss, and I like this one for the enemy sensor. Enemy sensor is really good because it shows you where the enemies are on your compass so that you don't get ambushed or caught unaware by enemies. We're kind of squishy, so it's good not to get caught unaware. And it also gives us elemental damage, which pushes my elemental damage to 17.5% total. Let me show you just how we work just running through a part of the map. This is enemy sensor. And those red dots that you see, those are all enemies in proximity to me on the map. In this clip, I'm about level 58 or 59. This is at the beginning of the chapter, basically. The primary stats that I like to look out for are Onmyo magic power and elemental damage, because those both boost our damage. Untouched Onmyo and untouched summoning seals for being able to cast things repeatedly without using up spell charges. And status accumulation. Status accumulation is really good because it helps us to apply confusion easier and faster. The more times we are able to apply confusion, the higher our damage gets. Because remember, we are applying like multiple stacks of confusion as well, so we want to apply confusion with 2 elements and then add a 3rd element for another stack of confusion and a 4th element to get the 3 stacks of confusion. I can make it from shrine to shrine when I'm out just exploring the map pretty easily, so this is all just an example of that. I'm not like stopping to loot or anything like that, because I doubt you guys would want to see me like looting houses and stuff. So now I'm going to go over where to find these spells, starting with Hellstream. So you get this spell in the Nioh region, go to the Sengen Waterfall shrine to start, and you'll follow this shadowy figure along this route to the waterfall, and this is where you do the boss fight. The boss fight is against a water boss called the Demon of Pride. This was a tough fight because I was pretty underleveled, I think, for this fight. I was around level 55, 56. But after you beat this boss, you'll get the Hellstream talisman, which is really, really good, especially against the next boss. So the next one is Hellfire, and this one is in Hachijo. So come to this shrine and you'll just run up this flight of stairs, jump across the rooftop, and there'll be a little shortcut thing you can kick down here. I mean, you don't really need it, but it exists. And this is where you fight the next boss, the Demon of Envy. So this is a fire boss. So if you've gotten the Demon of Pride's Hellstream talisman first, use it against this boss because she's weak to water. It'll do ridiculous damage against her, especially if you use it while she's out of key, because she can't move out of it. Next we'll do Fire Familiar. So Fire Familiar is a part of a picture scroll quest. It's like a 3-part quest. It's 3 different locations. So I'm going to show you where each location is that you need for the quest. Basically in each location you'll have to do fight a horde of demons, and then you get the prompt to move on to the next location, fight another horde of demons. So this is the location for the first one. So right here is where the quest begins. I'm just going to get her out of the way. Okay, so at this shrine there'll be some loot on this corpse, and that starts the quest. The second part of the quest is in Funaokayama. Just go to Horinji Temple Shrine and run directly north from there. And here's the area where you'll fight the second big horde of demons. So there's going to be a bunch of fire demons, so you want to bring water spells like Water Familiar or Water Shot to deal with them easily. And this is the third location, Hachijo. So again, it's going to be more fire yokai, so you'll want to bring Water Shot, Water Familiar. So this red door is where you would loot the picture scroll. You're going to fight like a horde of demons, and at the end of that horde of demons you'll fight the boss Inenra, which is another big fire yokai. And this is Explosive Shot, so this is all the way at the end of the chapter that I found this one, and this demon Kuroka is really rare from what I found, so this doesn't respawn, so I would recommend saving at this shrine, and if this Kuroka doesn't drop its soul core with Explosive Shot, then just exit out of the game, switch it back on, and then try to spawn this enemy again, because if you just do it regularly, this Kuroka does not respawn. So this is the Sacred Brush vendor. In chapter 1 we only had one Sudama where we can get 3 sacred brushes total, but with this guy, the tea house guy, we can get an infinite amount of sacred brushes. The only caveat is that the price increases a bit each time you make a purchase. So I recommend purchasing like 4 or 5 at a time, don't just buy 1 or 2, because every time you make a purchase the price is going to increase a bit. Speaking of the tea house guy, we've also got the new clan system as well. So this is my clan, Kajiwara, and I have Kajiwara for 2 reasons: the untouched summoning seals and the reduced movement Onmyo magic. So reduced movement Onmyo magic hit is basically a free sloth talisman just by like hitting the enemies with magic, but we're gonna do that anyway, so this is really good. And this is my spells and summon loadout. I've used this loadout throughout the entire chapter 2, pretty much. I like Blood Edge Demon because we have the elemental damage, and Blood Edge Demon summon uses the element of your guardian spirit. So I'm using Kurama Tengu, and it's a wind guardian, so Blood Edge Demon comes out and applies wind to everything. I also have Raiju, and Raiju does lightning damage and applies lightning pretty much instantly. So my 2 summons can apply either wind or lightning pretty much instantly, and they do a lot of damage. I've also got Hellstream, or Hellfire I should say, that's my nuke spell. Water Shot of course, Thunderstorm Shot, Wind Familiar for applying wind without using a summon, Explosive Shot. Before I got Explosive Shot I was using Fire Shot in that slot all that time, but as soon as I got Explosive Shot I just replaced Fire with Explosive Shot and Lightning Shot Talisman. These are my stats in case you guys wanted to see those. So I began chapter 2 around level 54 and I finished it at level 106. So I'll just throw my stats up on the screen in case you guys needed to go through those, and you can just pause it wherever you want to investigate further. So for the skills, there are 3 in the common slot: Awakening, Mysteries of Summoning, and the More the Merrier. Awakening lets us cast faster as Mysteries of Summoning and More the Merrier, both summoning related. And there's Dreadbringer in the Ninja category. What Dreadbringer does is that increases our damage in proportion to how many elemental debuffs we have on the enemy. So we're putting elemental debuffs on the enemy constantly anyway, just with casting spells. So basically we're getting our damage is ramping up as we fight because of that. We're getting Confusion and Dreadbringers kicking in. And this is the way that I like to use both the summons as well. I like to lead in with a summon, either Raiju or the Blood Edge Demon, to apply an element, and then I apply a second element with Wind Familiar or Thunderstorm Shot, and then I just nuke with Hellfire. And there's this boss, Otoroshi. I don't even know what this boss does because it just got destroyed. I'll give another example as well. So this was on Ryoki. This boss was actually in Nioh 1, I believe it was. It was like the first major boss in Nioh 1. That's all I've got for this Chapter 2 Mage Guide. See you guys next week for Chapter 3, where we're going to start optimizing our Mage build to get more damage out of it. Of course, there's also going to be new enemy types and spell locations, so I'll give you the information on those as well. And we're finally going to start blacksmithing.
told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile